Welcome to the land of Splendorland. It's a land of splendor, so I've called it Splendorland. It was once home to an ancient and mysterious people known only as the Vikings. They have all but gone now, but recently there has been inhabitants returning to Splendorland, cleverly taking up temporary residence in these robust and ancient ruins of these long forgotten people. What's this? A curious Who-Man by the name of Cade, level 4. His Woo-Man by the name of Kirsty, with a case of conjoined kneecaps, is unable to help in the efforts of providing a more permanent structure to live in. Nevertheless, he perseveres. Cade is in search of the raw materials needed to fashion a home more accessible to his housebound Woo-Man. Although the highlands are very scenic, they lack the basic resources needed, and as Cade rushes down the hills as fast as his little legs can carry him, the wind crystallizes his nipples. He considers abandoning the project in search of somewhere else with big juicy coconuts. We now travel north by southeast to an unknown location. Most of this DLC is unknown to me, actually. Through the picturesque Cheyette Creeks, where another player is out and about, going by the name of Momo of the tribe Momo. An expert in orienteering, she has taken to the highest ground to gain sweet-ass vantage points. But sadly, she has reached the end of the road and will have to turn around and try it. Whoa, like an Olympic goat. No humans has ever walked this path. She jumps down off an even higher. Actually, that is a bit too high. She quickly moves further along the high ground, mapping out all of Splendorland. For if Momo's dream is to be realized of opening the first tourist information kiosk, she must press on. But sadly, she has reached an impasse. Cade has found a fabulous beach location that warrants further inspection. Further afield now, and oh, what is this? Somebody has been very busy and already have made a home for themselves. Made out of wood and stone. The player's name is Brian. He has a metal shiny in his hand, presumably used to build the house of Brian. Ingeniously, he has used a cliff-faced wall as part of his permanent structure. He has beautiful jerboas of fire and some sort of lizard pig creature. This house is a mixture of stone and wood. Maybe we have got a mid-upgrade. Seriously, those jerboas, they're so cute. I mean, what is going on in this house? Check out that preserving bin. It's wedged into the wall. Feng Shui is all wrong here. He exits the building with shiny in hand. Momo, determined to get to the highest ground, keeps jumping over and over again. She pauses for a moment, spring-loads her legs, and then she makes it to the higher ledge. Nothing will stop her now. She will reach the highest peaks. She has 100% belief in herself. In general, Momo found that just jumping and jumping and jumping over and over again will get you. Oh shit. We'll just check and make sure she's okay, and oh, just like Mr. Wile E. Coyote. Meanwhile, curious Cade has made it to the fabulous beach. Upon realizing its plentiful resources, he makes up his mind quickly that this may be the location after all in which to build an epic beach house. Further afield, another player by the name of Sumi prepares for her morning jog. She is apprehensive, but for good reason. Sumi has sensed, lurking in the woods lies the notorious raptor. She makes a hasty retreat. Oh, on the wrong side of her doorway, Sumi suffers a chump-to-bum-bum for her troubles. She decides to get her morning coffee and deal with this whole situation after breakfast. Work, 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 work. All I do is work, work. That's probably the song Cade sings inside of his head to keep himself motivated. Already established in a home, the Brian, with a new type of shiny in hand, appears to be sharpening the tool on a smooth surface of a rock. No, he has banished the rock to hell. He has noticed a Gallimimus has crossed his path. He gathers a drink and some berries, for he knows he is about to expend a considerable amount of calories. He produces the bole, and the chase is on. Remember to put actual music in here. Success! The Gallimimus's legs have been bound. The Brian approaches with a sticky stick and begins to floss the undercarriage of the galley until it just dies from embarrassment. Shiny is recruited to gather the beast's meat. Brian retreats, for he knows he shall eat. Finally getting her shit together, Sumi has gotten dressed. She is performing a magic dance. We have noticed she is wearing a witch's hat. Could it be she is a master of the dark arts? We observe the witch as she produces some sort of apparatus and begins firing projectiles right into the buttocks of the raptor. It seems to have gone unconscious. She stands over the beast, proclaiming, "You got knocked the fuck out." Doing away with the flat pack home Cade has purchased from IKEA, he decides he's just going to wing it, because baby, he's a firework. 289 clickometer miles past these ancient ruins of the Vikings, we find a new player by the name of Unique Jeep who has mastered the art of upright sleep in threatening fashion. To perform the spell of putting a raptor under her control, a ritual sacrifice must be made, and very much like the sand people of the Kalahari Desert, Sumi has decided to exhaust her prey to death by chasing it, waving a sword but not actually hitting the creature. Its tiny legs are no match, its sense of direction is useless, and eventually the thing should die. She just needs to wave this sword of... There we go, the beast has collapsed. She produces a metal shiny and uses it to harvest the sweet meat of this sacrifice and then returns it back to her sleeping raptor. Cade has placed the first foundations of his epic beach house. Examining the blueprints he has scribbled in his own mind, he goes into a state of confusion. Our time-lapse cameras observe. Distant caca. Over at the house of Brian, he has returned with the materials needed to build the necessary structures in which to upgrade his shit shack to an impenetrable fortress. If he is to protect the adorable Jaboas, an outer facade of stone must be built post-haste. His shiny tool seems to be commanding the walls to appear as if by magic. Brian can now rest at ease, safe in the knowledge that his beautiful Jaboas will be tucked away inside, safe from the beasts that lurk outside. He looks forward to a succulent meal of Gallimimus leg, perhaps followed by a glass of rosé wine. Looming over the hypnotized raptor, Sumi the witch can confirm that the spell is complete. The raptor will wake up under her control. She decides to take the rest of the day off to enjoy a packet of tropical fruit bubblicious. Another way of acquiring tamed creatures is by running the gauntlet, but we will speak on that later. We go now to an already established settlement with an assortment of tamed creatures and structures. A new player called Fame has arrived and begins to investigate the house of Top Ramen. Repulsed by the Jar Jar Binks' likeness of this parasaur, he admires the patchwork of this wall. He hears someone approaching. He keeps his back to this ugly beast in disgust. Oh, what is this? A member of Top Ramen has returned, by the name of DK. With him he brings a fresh tame, a Dilophosaurus. Fame, being new to buildings, has not quite figured out a doorway. DK shows an example and Fame learns quickly. Inside, DK goes about his daily tasks, while Fame notices the beautiful cute Jaboas. He is losing his shit. He decides he must have a home of his own and some Jaboas to put inside. He quickly goes about his business. DK has no fucks to give. Oh no, disaster strikes in the house of Brian. In his rush to build his home, he has forgotten to secure the windows, which now a raptor is using as an opportunity to attack the beautiful and cute Jaboas. They will not go down so easy. Hand-raised and breastfed by the Brian, they put up a courageous fight. Now, after gathering the correct tools, the Brian joins in on the fight. He approaches with yeehaw fashion and receives a nice face chomp. Realizing the raptor is at a disadvantage, he changes his angle of attack. Using his sticky stick, he places it firmly in the buttocks of the raptor until it is dead. And once more, employing the use of his metal shiny, he lectures the corpse until it is shamed out through the other side of the planet. Meanwhile, our time-lapse cameras showed that Cade is still contemplating the design of his new house, perhaps second-guessing the decision to do away with his IKEA flat-pack plans. Or maybe he's just fallen unconscious. Oh, hello, we have movement. Work has resumed on the epic beach house. It looks like Cade is building a 2x4, but it is at this moment he realizes he's never actually seen a complete building other than the Viking Tower. In embarrassment, he now tries to run away from his own lack of abilities. Bookada sound effect. Eager to try out his new boomerang, DK has viciously attacked the mighty Dodo. Realizing he may have bitten off more than he can chew, he makes a hastily retreat. The dodo is in hot pursuit. He will hunt the human down until he receives an official apology. We catch up with DK as he's decided a seagull will make a much more worthy opponent. He lets loose with a bole. The seagull tries to remain undetected by staying still, and oh, it just got turned into a Picasso spasm. But not all seagulls are so quickly dispatched. As we see here, Sumi has gotten herself into a spot of bother. The seagull has observed that Sumi is in possession of a packet of tropical fruit Bubblicious. The seagull demands if the two are to cohabitate in this cave, Sumi must pay what is known as a snack tax. Sumi refuses to pay, closing the front door of her house, for she knows that seagulls are experts in the act of thievery. She remembers some words of wisdom from her papa.
Be aware of the seagullias. They'll steal the very eyes from your head, and then they'll come back for the eyelids. Run as fast as you can to get away from them. But remember, they'll eventually tire and have to land, and then you'll be safe.
She discards the old man's advice like a bucket of shite and takes this opportunity to destroy the seagull. She charges forth with a volley of straight punches. The seagull swipes the packet of tropical fruit Bubblicious. Sumi instantly regrets her decision and decides a snack tax is fair after all. Seagull returns to shit upon her house. Meanwhile, Cade has found an example of an actual wood cabin. Overjoyed, he takes off the trees to gather the resources necessary to make something similar. Inside the wood cabin of House Swiftfire, we find a tribe member of the name Cujo. He is either doing some strange yoga or has collapsed from building such a magnificent structure. Cade carefully examines the house from above. If he is to build something similar, he must commit all of its details to the blueprint he scribbles inside his mind. Excited with the new plans, he makes short work of this giant redwood tree. He takes stock of the inventory. 950 planks of lumber spread evenly amongst his magic pockets. He takes one last glance at the magnificent wood cabin and decides I better get some more wood to be sure. He then remembers he's already got this tree. DK has downed another Dilospita but it is being guarded by what locals call a giant caca. DK assesses the situation, decides, fuck this, I'm out. The Brian looks upon the house he has built with his own two hands and decides, yes, this was almost worth the hernia. As evening approaches, DK is feverishly at work, placing what looks like a series of pillars. He is obviously creating a sundial? Darkness descends. Two new players happen upon an abandoned carcass. The smaller of the two players, by the name of Wally, has now decided he is a tribe of Wally. He asks the new stranger, called Adam, if he would like to join the tribe of Wally. Oh, what's it all about? Are there any benefits? Well, we've got blackjack and hookers. Haha, I'm in, and so begins the adventures of Wally and Adam. Wally pokes Adam a little bit in the dick with a stick as a bit of a tribal initiation, and then says, come on, I'll show you where the clubhouse is. Wally is so excited he stops for a moment to phone the missus and let her know he won't be coming home tonight. All the inhabitants of Splendorland have now found a place to sleep. That is, of course, except Unique Jeep, who is of the opinion, fuck houses. If you find yourself in Splendorland and are having difficulty getting started, make your way to this place, Viking Bay 1. Here you will find up on top of a notch this sign, the Gauntlet, PSN card at the end plus claimable teams and loot along the way. Good luck. Structures similar to this have started appearing mysteriously all across Splendorland, all put in place by someone or something known as the Architect. Let's take a sneaky peek what lurks inside. In each room you will face various dangers of some degree. You will also find conveniently placed loot and claimable tames. When you are happy with your lot, be sure to make use of one of the few side door exits. And those few that reach the end will claim the gift card. What's this? 3 players have formed an alliance in an effort to extract the loot from the Architect's Gauntlet. Zumi, DK, and Momo. After acquiring the code to the front door in a sunken Viking ship, they have climbed the arch, jumped the gap, and gained access to the Gauntlet. They are already onto the second doors. Leaving codes upon the wall was probably a bad idea on part of the Architect. They pay no mind to the Guardian compies as they drop through the hatch frame. They collect the rewards and loot from the storage boxes. As they make their way down to the next level, now they face an even bigger enemy, the Hakaluga Dilaspetosauruses. Zumi the Witch is in an intense stare with the creatures. Failure to produce her black magic, she changes to bow and moves to the higher ground. She suggests waiting for TK to present a unified front as she counts the number of predators. I don't need no man, declares Momo as she charges forth, sticking her shiny sticky stick into the beast. In general, she's found if you just keep stabbing and stabbing. Oh, she's been transformed into a bag. Was this the work of the witch Zumi? The Gauntlet Guardians push forward as the witch cheats death by transforming herself also into a small leather bag. DK now fights the beast by himself. Sensing that death is imminent, the witch casts a spell from inside of a bag, also transforming DK into a small leather bag. There they await in their leather-bound sanctuary for a more opportune moment to continue the gauntlet. Genius! So there you have it, the first episode of Splendorland TV. Do you have what it takes to get through the Architect's minigames? If so, join the server Splendorland on PS4. Details will be in the video's description or somewhere around here in the comments. Take part in the minigames to score in-game loot, also real-world prizes like games, gift cards, and PSN credit. You are all very welcome to Splendorland. Hopefully you will watch or make an appearance in the next episode. Till then, ta-ta. And hopefully I'll decide on a fucking voice.